What's up guys, Carl here from FootyTutor.com, and in this video I want to go over exactly why I truly believe Threads is the #1 platform that you can use to build your fitness business in 2025. I've been building online for 6+ years, and in that time I've built FootyTutor.com to well over 200,000 followers on all platforms. We now offer in-person coaching as well as we sell physical products online. Instead of that, I've worked for multiple marketing agencies and I've offered consulting services to a wide variety of creators in different niches. I'm saying this because I feel like if the opportunity that we have right now on Threads is similar to what I was feeling on Instagram in 2017 in terms of the amount of upside you can have from actually putting time and energy in trying to grow on the platform. And in today's video, I'm going to give you a quick rundown of what Threads is, how the algorithm works, how you can use custom features to fill your funnel and have clients chase you. So for those of you who don't know, Threads is Meta's competitor to the text-based social media app X, which Elon Musk acquired. Now, when Elon acquired X, I think that was a critical juncture in that a lot of people made a decision that it was no longer the platform for them. And I think apps like Threads and Blue Sky are positioned really well to get some of those people who are no longer really interested in being on Elon Musk's platform, but also are very comfortable consuming and sharing text-based content. So I was on Threads when it had first started, and I really liked the idea of it, but I realized that it hadn't gotten enough critical mass that it actually made sense putting time and energy into it. I went back about 3 months ago, and what I saw absolutely blew my mind. I looked at the data to see the trend line, and you can see that month on month it's getting much more daily active users. You can tell that the Meta team are putting a lot of time and energy behind creating this to be probably, I think, their flagship and final platform, that they've used all of the learnings from building all of their other platforms and really putting it into this one. And so after using it for the last 3 to 5 months, I'm completely convinced that this is the way forward. Let me explain. One of the first things you'll realize about Threads is that you don't need a lot of followers in order to get reach. At the point of recording this video, I'm sitting at about 850 followers, and I was able to use this platform to actually get both in-person and online coaching clients. Most recently, for an in-person event that I was hosting in Barbados called Beach Hit, I highly recommend that you guys go and check that out. I actually made a lot of videos on this channel where I document the behind the scenes of building that. One of the biggest drivers for me was actually using Threads. So even though I don't have a huge amount of followers on the platform, and I do plan to really focus on growing it over the next few months, so if that is something that you're interested in seeing, I highly recommend that you subscribe. You can still get a lot of value, and I think the future of social, as we're seeing, is not numbers based. It's much more about community and the value you provide. I don't think people are as swayed or as incentivized or as persuaded by you if you have a lot of numbers now. True connections and real value will get you results, and Threads is a place where those types of interactions thrive. The second perk about the algorithm is that reach is both geo and interest targeted. Now, I know that TikTok did a really good job of really bringing about geographical targeting. So for me here in Barbados, as someone who loves to build online, loves to work with international clients, I don't use TikTok because it only gets seen by people who are in and around Barbados, in and around the Caribbean, who are not my ideal customers. But one thing I found with Threads is that if I actually make posts based on interest, for instance, if I'm talking to creators or if I'm talking to personal trainers, when I include those keywords in my threads, I realize that a lot of people are seeing them. And also, when I was building Beach Hit, if I included keywords like Barbados, I did manage to get a lot of traction and people picking up on my threads just from me posting it out there, no hashtags, just having the context to state that these are the types of people that I'm trying to reach with this content. Another thing to be aware of is that the engagement is still very high on this platform. Now, engagement, as platforms start to add more ads and start to add all these different features to try to almost like trick you into subconsciously staying on the platforms longer, what we see is that engagement goes down, and as more people get onto the platform and try to sell, engagement usually drops. Threads is still at that sweet spot where engagement is very high and it's very easy to build community. So I highly recommend, if you are on the fence about it, or if you're on Threads and you're not going hard, the time is now to take advantage of the fact that there is such high engagement. And I'm going to use this to really show you how you can fill your funnel in the end of the video. So don't click away if you've watched this far. Finally, Threads are being pushed massively throughout the Meta network. So some of the people who actually told me that they came to my Beach Hit event because they had seen me on Threads told me that they actually got the first notification on Facebook, and then they went to Threads, and then they found me, went to my Instagram, and got more information about how they could be a part of the actual event. So I think one of the huge strengths that Threads has that I think people might not realize is that, yes, it is a smaller platform in terms of daily active users, but Meta is really putting a big focus on trying to push this platform. So they are prioritizing and showing your posts to people who are on Facebook, who are on Instagram, who are on WhatsApp, who are interested in the types of things that you're talking about. So by posting on Threads, you're actually getting priority access to all of the Meta apps for a fraction of the cost, because Meta are right now very incentivized to try to build the platform. So if you're someone who is talking to these demographics of people, they want to take people from their main platforms and get them onto Threads. Moving on now to some of the custom features, which I believe makes Threads a beautiful place as a creator to actually create and distribute your content. And the first is the ability to build targeted lists on Threads. So you can actually build specific news feeds based on the specific people that you follow. So this is a really interesting use case for someone like me who is a curator of content when it comes to the football and the health and wellness space. So one thing that I actually went ahead and did is that I created a feed which is going to show the personalities within football who I know are going to share the best and the most trending news, so that I can actually have just one feed apart from the actual Threads homepage, which is going to show me only information relating to the niche that I want. This allows me to stay up to date and to quickly curate posts to send out to my own personal community, which helps me to appear as a thought leader. But a very smart use case for this, no matter what industry you're in, and specifically for personal trainers, one thing that you can do is to look for the biggest influencers in your space who are creating the types of content that resonates with your target audience, put together a list of them. And one thing that you want to do on that feed is make sure that you engage regularly, so that the types of people who are already engaging with those influencers who could potentially be, clients of yours or match your ideal customer persona would find out about you because of your actual comments that you put underneath there, which are getting a lot of engagement because that's just the nature of the app. These people can come back to your profile. You can set up a way to have a conversation with them, and then you can actually turn these people into a client. Another excellent feature is your ability to share your threads to both Instagram and Facebook as posts or even stories. Now, this is just a really simple and easy way for you to get a little bit more engagement on whatever the post is that you're doing. And on some days when you don't feel like creating a lot of content, if you'd put a lot of threads out there, you can very, very quickly and simply repurpose these to your social media platforms to just keep the algorithm warm and show that you are a thought leader on whatever it is that you're talking about. Last feature I personally think is really cool is the ability to save and reproduce posts. Now, as I said, this kind of goes hand in hand with the save feature that we saw from Instagram, and most social media platforms have it now. But very interestingly, the feed feature as well. So one thing that I like to do is also follow and create a feed of the people that I believe to be the best on Threads in general. So then I go through and look at these posts I have saved to see what is the structure, what is the psychology that these guys use to actually get these threads to go viral. And then I repurpose that using my own information and intellect to really try to push and get my threads, give them a much higher chance of going viral on the platform. And the third reason why I think Threads is the best platform right now for growth is because of its ability to allow you to fill your funnel. Now, for those who've been in the online space for a while, especially those who coach online specifically, you've probably come across the term funnel before, and social media platforms are going to be the top of funnel. So it's going to be the first point of contact that you have with new people before they start interacting with your products and that type of stuff. Now, Threads is a really good place to actually have top of funnel because you can embed your links directly on the platform. So let's compare it to Instagram, for instance. If you make an Instagram post, even if it goes very viral, you can't just attach a link in comments to have people click and leave the platform. You have to go through the process of potentially asking them to DM a word and setting up an automation and then sending them something on the back end, which actually works much better than even asking people to go to your link in bio. But with Threads, the beautiful thing about it is that if you have a viral thread, right underneath that real estate, you can go and put whatever the link it is, put wherever you want to drive these people, and then they can go and directly within 3 seconds be on a landing page or be taking in one of your YouTube videos, for instance. Another great feature is the easy access to people's Instagram profiles. So because everything is built on that Meta ecosystem, if someone was having a conversation with you and you really think it's valuable to have, a follow-up conversation, or you want to ask them some more questions to see if they might be a right fit for whatever it is that you're offering, most times you can go back to their profile, click on their Instagram, go to their DMs, and you've already had some sort of a warm interaction on Threads, you can interact with their page a little bit just to show a little bit more interest. And I've found going from Threads to actually having DMs with people is a much warmer conversation, and a lot of people are open to having these conversations with you. And on the topic of DMs, one brilliant feature that I found is the ability to actually include a direct link to your DMs within your threads. So this goes back to the fact that everything is built in the Meta ecosystem. There is a very specific URL that you can use, specific URL structure that you can use to put in your threads. And when people read your thread, for instance, and you ask them to DM you, they can click and it would go directly to the Instagram app, directly to your DMs. Now I went ahead and put that specific URL structure in my Threads creator workspace, which is going to be found at the first link in my description, guys. This is a Notion template, which basically allows you to schedule all of your posts, have a calendar view. There's a bunch of different templates in there, as well as something that I'm calling the Threads to Client Formula, which is a basic breakdown of all the things that you need to make sure you stay on top of to be able to turn people from complete strangers to potential warm leads through the Threads platform. Again, guys, if you're interested in checking it out, completely free, top link in my description. How many times during this tech revolution have we said, oh, I wish I was an early investor in Tesla. I wish I was in on Nvidia. I wish I was super early on TikTok. Guys, this is the next wave. Threads is next up. You're seeing the month-on-month growth. If you get on the platform, you'll be able to see how it's actually starting to create culture, and there's starting to be all these beautiful communities forming on the platform. This is not something that you want to miss out on. It's also not something that you want to dabble. Now is the time to go hard. And if you need someone to help you come up with a strategy, you want to talk it through with someone, this is something that I do, guys. And if you're interested in that, please shoot me a DM on Instagram, and I will be more than happy to hop on a call to help you put a system in place so that you can really make the most of this new upcoming Threads revolution. That's all I got for this video, guys. If you got any questions, as usual, leave them down in the comment section below. Really interested to hear what do you think about this video. This is actually my first time making a video like this, but I'm super comfortable making these videos, and I do want to share more about how you can leverage platforms like Threads to grow your online business. Don't forget to drop me a follow on Threads. My name is Carl Hinks on all social media platforms, and subscribe for future videos like this one, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.